didn't play ever much after he was at our place in those years. I don't know. He was very unassuming, and you had to dig it out of him what he did, but I don't know.
I remember when I discovered that you actually knew how to play the piano. I walked in on a dusting session, and she used to like dust the piano, like, and it always made a certain sound, like, you know, dun-dun, because she would like wipe each of the black
Keys,
notes
right.
and keys and stuff. And then she finished doing the dusting, and then you'd sit down and you'd play a couple of your songs, and you knew, and I was surprised. I was awestruck.
Well, I thought that
You didn't think anyone was listening.
I remember you kind of making fun of me one time when I was playing, because I was not the same caliber of you.
You mocked your own mother, Lynn.
No,
Shame.
never.
First shame. First
Never.
shame.
And
I was
so-
just amazed that you knew, like, you could play.
Yeah,
You had a real couple of good tunes there.
well, I played by ear, but I could read music, basically, so I would know where the notes went, and so I did that, but my playing was very amateurish. I used to play when nobody was around. Like when I was in the...
Like a tree falling in the forest, you know.
That's what you did. You played, you didn't know that I was there. You were dusting and
Yeah.
stuff. You took a little break.
Well, when I was teaching school out in the country, the Christmas concert was the thing that every rural thing, that was your teaching ability was what kind of a Christmas concert you could put on.
Oh, they measured by that. Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah. So here I am in Timbuktu. There's a piano there, nobody can play. And of course, Christmas carols and stuff aren't that difficult anyway. So I plunked it out, got through the whole Christmas concert playing this thing. And they all thought it was wonderful. I don't know, I don't remember too much, but I remember I played for that whole Christmas concert because there was nobody else could do it.
What town was that in? What town was that?
Well, I was Neilburg. Do you remember?
No, never even heard of it.
Well,
Saskatchewan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's you know Lloydminster.
Yes.
Well, I think it was 40 miles from Lloydminster. The next
Okay.
year I taught in Lloydminster.
Okay. You moved to the big city.
It was a small. It was a large town. I'm not sure it was classified as a city.
Why were you in Neilburg?
The first year I was out was a real country school.
That was when you were a teacher.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that was the first year that you did your teaching assignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's that's what I said. It was a good thing I was raised in a country school, or I would have been at a sea in there. But anyway, we got through. I had 8 grades plus. Well, then I had,
Students in eight different grades.
yeah, and I knew how to work it because I would combine grades
Okay.
for certain things.
Okay.
But that wasn't uncommon. That's what you did. The grade ones took a lot of time, but then you combine 2 and 3, 4, whatever grades they were, because a lot of the stuff one year you taught one thing and one the other. You had your curriculum. So, but I was raised that way where people did that, and I think I refer to that in my autobiography. Was out there, but. That I had 3 students who were taking correspondence course, grades 9 and 10, and they had so they went to school though to do it, and then I would help them after school, and I loved doing that because I wasn't very far removed from it in high school.
Okay. Okay. You just studied yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was aware, and I remember we had this country line, phone line, and
Okay.
everybody's on it. And so you get somebody by ringing a certain ring. I remember ours was 2-3,
Two
two
ring-
longs and three shorts.
Okay.
When that rang, we picked it up. But the thing is, so did 10 other people.
Right.
Everybody else could listen in on.
Well, it was before the internet. You needed some kind of entertainment.
It was
Yeah.
the first social media.
Right. There you go.
It was.
Twitter.
You never knew who was on there. Well,
He's just
we
trying
had
to
phone.
see his cues.
I didn't have a phone in the teacherage, but I did have one in the school. And I don't know, I guess, I'd been there only maybe a month or two, I don't know. But I was over there because I was the janitor and the wood hauler and everything. I said I taught on the side.
The cleaner.
And I was at the school at an odd hour when nobody would expect me to be there doing something.
Right.
And this phone rang, and I thought that was the school number, so I picked it up just to hear them saying, "Oh, have you met the new teacher? Oh, she's marvelous. This was one of the grade 10's parents telling the other one.
Okay.
And they said she's only, what did they say? She's only 18, but oh, blah. I heard a great accolade about myself.
That must have
Well,
kept you going.
That was your best bonus. That was like getting a bonus.
That was like
right?
getting a 10% bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What a lift.
And you were only there for four months or something,
Yeah.
right? Like one term,
Okay.
and then went back to.
Well, I don't know whether you ever heard out there, and it's funny. Gord Donnelly's sister was on that same program down here. I never knew that it was extant here,
Mhm.
but after the war, they were desperately short of teachers. So when I got out of high school and wanted to go to teachers college, we started about the day after we got out of high school, and we were divided into 3 groups, and we had our choice. You could go. We all went to all summer until the end of October. We all went. Then one group from that group went out to teach, and I was one of those. Then another group, what did they do? What did the second group do? Oh yeah, then the other 2/3 continued on. One group. Oh yeah, then another group started, I guess, in the fall to a normal group. I don't know how it was. We had 3 groups. So when we came back in February, that second group had already gone around, and they came out and took our schools.
Okay.
And then one group went just to the normal 9-month program. Well, they said we were the best class they ever had because we knew what we needed to know.
You had just learned it.
Well,
Well,
as
you
I
had
say,
the questions.
we had questions. We knew things we wanted to know and how to do this.
Right.
And they said we were the liveliest, most interesting group they'd ever had.
Huh.
But that was fairly common, so it was an interesting program. We went back then in February and finished out our year, and then right after that I went to the U of T to start taking auxiliary classes, and it was interesting. Then I went to Lloydminster the second year where I had one class, grade 5, but I had taken phys ed through the summer and was qualified then as a phys ed teacher. So I took quite a few classes and somebody taught my class. So it was a pretty interesting program I had.
Where was that?
Lloydminster.
So that would have been when you finished your teacher's college, and then you had an assignment.
I finished college, I went straight to university and took some classes in the summer, and then I went back out on a normal teaching assignment
Yeah.
to Lloydminster. And that was an interesting.
And did you do one whole year with that?
Well, that was I didn't, because at Christmas time, my mother,
Oh.
Audrey, had just had her little boy drown, and she was expecting Barb. And my mother had the grand idea she shouldn't be alone at Christmas when she'd had a child before and was expecting again, that this would be difficult for her. So she started out to go there and ended up in the hospital with a gallbladder removal, which was a major thing in those days.
This
not
was your
like
sister or your mom?
the
Your
mother.
mother. Or your
And so
mother-in-law.
she
Yeah.
she got as far as Saskatoon to Viv's. I guess she was going to stay over and catch the train or whatever. So anyway, I got called. I was then just out of for the winter break, because out there you got 3-4 weeks in the wintertime because they were
It was
rugged.
rough.
Yeah.
It's actually
So
too chilly
I
to
left-
walk to school.
Huh?
It was too chilly to walk to school.
Chilly
Too much
is right.
snow.
Snow right up to the
Telephone,
to
top of the telephone
telephone
poles.
lines. We've got pictures of it.
I know you do.
And so anyway, I went on a temporary leave because I was going to take her down. I thought, well, I might as well stay a month, and somebody else was going to take over my school, and I never went back. So I had it.
That's how you came to Toronto.
I never really intended to lose it. I love teaching, but I never would have lasted too long because I never got it out of my mind. Every kid was very important to me. Each problem I thought I had to solve, and I did solve quite a few. But that took a lot of mental
Stress.
stress.
Yeah, yeah,
I never, it was always on my mind. How can I do? How can I help this kid? Blah, blah, blah. And so I know that it would have been very stressful if I kept it up too long. But in those days, the teacher was the god in the community. You got full support from parents. If you wanted something, you got parental support. They never fought you. They worked with you. And so that was a big help. Today, teaching today, I wouldn't do it a million years where the kids are so I never had discipline problems. That wasn't a problem at all. But I remember his name, Freddie, was quite a smart guy, but lazy, didn't want to work. And had already failed a year or two. He was older than most of them. And so I kept him in one night because he didn't have his work done. So I just sat down and I said, I clued on that he was no dummy. I said, but he didn't want to do anything. I said, what do you want to do when you get out of school? Oh, I'm going to be an airplane pilot. He said, oh. I said, that's a little bit of a problem because you got to know a lot of math. There's all these instruments. You got to know how to do these things. I have to shut. Boom. He was away. He started to work like a beaver because he had then an incentive. And I couldn't believe then what he knew. He could put it all together in no time.
You just needed a little bit of incentive.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Coach.
Nobody had ever directed him. He hadn't thought
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to work with a kid that age. He's compliant.
How old was he roughly at that time?
About 13, I think.
Okay.
He, as I say, he was older than the others because he had been failed. You failed in those days. You didn't get it. You failed, and you were held back.
He stuck around till the next year. Yeah. Okay.
But another one was a good kid. I kept them in if they didn't get their work done to do it. And the kid excused himself to go to the bathroom, or he went to the cloakroom and he went out the chute and went out and went home.
Just
and-
like that prison movie.
Yeah.
Shawshank.
Well, his
How
dad,
did he go? What kind of shoot was it?
a fire chute.
Oh.
And he went home, and I'm convinced there's two different ones, but anyway, one of them went home, and anyway, somehow his dad ran the hotel, and I forget how, whether we didn't have phones and the thing, but anyway, his dad found out that what he'd done. Well, he sent him back.
Those were the days.
It's right. He wasn't putting up with anything. Yeah, he was supposed to be at school, and I can't recall how he knew that. But anyway, he sent him back, and boy, he sheepishly came back to do his work. And another one, this kid went out, and was gone for 15 minutes, and he'd gone out the same way they used that fire chute for a lot of things. And he said, well, he said, I've had my supper, you know.
I'm here for the night.
Yeah, he did.
He went home and had supper?
So
He went home and had supper and came back.
So he was in for detention.
So he said, well, now I can stay all night if I have to. Oh, that's hilarious.
I forget how I handled that one. But
I can stay as long as you want.
that's what he said.
No suffering involved anymore. I've eaten. He trumped you there.
Yeah.
It's like Tom at intermission.
What's that?
I don't know.
It's like you at intermission.
Tonight. I can stand all this singing. I've had a hamburger.
Dear. Imagine anybody being that hungry that you choose that.
Yeah, I get it. Oh. It's like, well, have you told Tom about your Palais Royale experiences and your
The day they tore down the palais.
no
Oh, I'm thinking of something else.
no that your how you found the best dancers.
No, that wasn't the Palais Royale.
I thought
Wait,
it was the Palais
no,
Royale.
What happened with this is after I was in Toronto and working, and I was living in what they call a business girls' residence,
Okay.
quite near the university where I was working.
That's what they all say, business girls. Yeah.
So we used to have dances at our place, and we were all girls, so we went actually to one of the where we got boys was the RCMP was right across the corner, and Alex Waters was in there at that same time.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Now, I didn't know him. I
Of course,
found
and
this
not
out
the
later.
decades later, yeah.
But these guys would turn up in their uniforms, and it was formal dances, and we'd have a lovely time. Well, Camp Borden was very active. This was just after the war, and they were training out there, and they were the other way. Here they were a bunch of guys with no girls. So I don't know how they found out about us, but anyway, they would send a bus down, and we would, about 40 of us would pile in there, go for a night out, and they had scrumptious food. And so they had this, it was all one
They
level.
feed you.
Yeah, and so here we were, 10 guys to one girl, and so we could have our pick.
You were in heaven.
Huh?
You were in heaven.
Yeah, we had a great time, great food. Well, if some guy, dim bulb, would come along and ask you to dance, you'd have a little fun. Then you, I got, excuse me, and I went to the washroom. I'd already chased this out, and it was, I say, all on one floor. So I'd go to the washroom, and there was, I went out the window and came around the other way, find
Made a
someone
grand
else.
entrance again.
Until I found somebody that I thought I wanted to
Because you knew he'd be looking at the bathroom door, so you went out the window.
They were just right there at the same level. Well, when I went trying it the second time with a dim bulb, and the first one standing
Still
there
He's
waiting,
still standing there waiting for you to come out.
Joke's on her.
Joke's on her, no, joke's on him.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, of course he's standing there. He's stupid.
you know, I had a problem. Oh boy.
That's one of the best stories.
Oh, I love that. I've heard it
Love that
before, but
story.
it's always hilarious.
Yeah. So you just keep on going out the
Young
window and
debutante escapes through bathroom window.
makes another grand entrance.
Oh dear.
I'd love to see a movie about that. That would I
I
for
think
some
your life
reason-
would make a great movie.
I could write a great
I
movie,
could
but-
just totally see it, you know. And for some reason I always envisioned the Palais Royale that's where it happened because it was the place where all the big dances happened.
Well, we went there. We used to
you
look
used
at
to go.
Pellegrino.
Well, that's why I thought about.
What town was that in? Lloydminster?
No,
No,
Toronto.
that in
This is
Toronto.
Oh, in
down-
Toronto.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, back in Toronto.
It
Okay.
was
It's
down
right,
at
right
the
on the lake,
waterfront.
the lakeshore.
Oh, okay.
It's